Ladies and gentlemen, today I speak to the part of you that refuses to give up. I speak to the champion within you, the one who dares to believe that success is inevitable when backed by unshakable mental toughness. Mental toughness is not a gift given to the few. It is a habit, a discipline, a decision available to every man and woman who is willing to claim it. Before we embark on this journey toward greatness, I urge you take decisive action now. If you find value in these words, like this message to affirm your commitment, subscribe to this channel, for growth demands a constant stream of new ideas. Strike the bell icon so that you are alerted the moment new knowledge is revealed, because success waits for no one, and share this with others who hunger for achievement, for in helping them, you strengthen your own path to mastery. The first step toward power is action. Take it now. The starting point of all mental toughness, of all power, of all achievement, is a definiteness of purpose so clear, so strong, that it grips your mind and refuses to let go. Without a clear and burning purpose, the mind becomes like a ship without a rudder, tossed by every wave, driven by every wind, moving but never arriving. You cannot develop true mental toughness if you are unsure of where you are going, because every hardship will seem senseless and every challenge will seem like a reason to quit. Definiteness of purpose means you know exactly what you want, not vaguely, not half-heartedly, but with absolute precision. You can see it when you close your eyes. You can describe it when you speak. You can feel it stirring in your blood. It becomes a magnet pulling you forward, energizing you to rise after every fall, to find a way when none appears, to believe when everyone else has given up. A mind focused on a definite aim gains a mysterious strength. It is no longer easily discouraged, no longer easily distracted, no longer easily defeated. Every setback becomes a lesson. Every obstacle becomes a stepping stone. Every difficulty becomes a test of your faith, and because your purpose is definite, your faith cannot be broken. Most people drift through life, reacting to circumstances instead of creating their own. They change their goals with every passing fancy, and because they change their goals, they never build the sustained power that comes from singleness of purpose. But those who decide with finality what they want, and commit their heart and soul to it, find that the world itself bends in their favor. Opportunities appear, helpers arrive, strengths they never knew they had come rushing to the surface. Ask yourself this day, what is it that I am willing to devote my life to? What dream, what mission, what burning vision will I pursue with relentless energy? Until you can answer that question with clarity and conviction, you will always fight with divided forces. But once you have your answer, once your purpose becomes definite, you will tap into a source of mental toughness so profound that nothing will seem impossible to you. Remember this truth: a clear purpose fuels unstoppable will. Know where you are going, decide it once, decide it fully, then bend every fiber of your being toward its fulfillment. Only then will you stand among the few who command their destiny instead of being commanded by circumstance. Fear is the invisible enemy that lives within the mind of man, and it must be conquered before any meaningful success can be claimed. Fear has destroyed more dreams, more plans, more destinies than failure ever could. Fear paralyzes action, and when action is paralyzed, defeat is certain. But the truth is this: fear is not a real force outside of you. It is a creation of your own mind, a ghost without substance, a shadow that vanishes the moment you face it with courage. To master fear is to master the very foundation of mental toughness. No man can call himself truly strong if he is ruled by invisible terrors, by the fear of criticism, by the fear of poverty, by the fear of loss, by the fear of failure, or even the fear of success. Fear whispers lies into your mind. It says you are not enough. It says you cannot endure. It says you will be humiliated. But hear me clearly, These are nothing but illusions designed to test the depth of your belief in yourself. The antidote to fear is action. Action proves to the mind that the danger it imagined does not exist, or that it can be overcome. Every time you take a bold step in the face of fear, you weaken fear's grip. You teach yourself that you are greater than anything that could try to intimidate you. It is not by thinking about courage that one becomes courageous. It is by acting when you feel afraid, moving forward when every fiber of your body wants to run, deciding that your dream is worth more than your comfort. Fear thrives in silence and secrecy. It grows when you ignore it. But when you confront it, when you name it aloud, when you challenge it with decisive motion, it shrinks and dissolves. Understand this. Fear cannot survive the light of deliberate, focused action. It cannot exist in the mind that has decided, with finality, that it will not yield. You must also realize that every great achievement in history was born out of men and women who felt fear but refused to bow to it. They stood up when their knees trembled. They spoke when their voices shook. They advanced when it would have been easier to retreat. And because they mastered fear, they mastered life itself. Ask yourself, what am I afraid of right now? What dreams am I delaying because of fear? And then ask yourself the more powerful question, what would I do if I knew I could not fail? Act as if fear has no power over you, and soon it will not. Each time you stare fear in the face and move forward anyway, you are building an armor around your spirit that no adversity can penetrate. Remember, fear is a choice. Courage is a decision. Choose today to master your fears, or your fears will master you. But if you truly decide that you will no longer live under fear's rule, you will unlock a strength so fierce, so unstoppable, that even the fiercest storms of life will have no power to move you. Persistence is the steel in the spine of every man or woman who ever accomplished anything of lasting value. It is not brilliance, talent, or luck that ultimately determines success. It is the stubborn refusal to quit when the way grows dark, when the path becomes rough, and when others begin to fall away. Persistence means you continue not because it is easy, not because you feel like it, but because you have made a decision that quitting is not an option. Understand this truth. Every journey toward greatness will test your endurance. You will encounter obstacles that seem immovable, setbacks that seem unfair, delays that stretch your patience to the breaking point. There will be moments when every voice around you, and even the voice within you, will say, "Turn back. It's not worth it." But in those moments, the truly persistent dig deeper. They tighten their grip. They plant their feet. They press forward while others surrender. Persistence without exception means you do not make your commitment conditional. You do not say, "I will keep going as long as it's convenient, as long as it's fast, as long as it's easy." No, you say, "I will persist until I succeed, no matter how long it takes, no matter how many times I fall, no matter what I must sacrifice." That kind of persistence transforms a mere wish into an unbreakable will. The man who persists when others quit, who rises after every defeat, who treats every failure as fuel rather than finality, that man becomes unstoppable. Life tests all of us. Life demands to know, how badly do you want what you say you want? Persistence is your answer. It is how you prove your desire is real, not just a passing dream. There is a hidden power in persistence that few discover, because few stay in the fight long enough to claim it. Each time you continue after failure, you grow stronger. Each time you push through discouragement, you build resilience. Persistence carves character into the soul. It forges a mind that is immune to defeat and a heart that beats with unstoppable resolve. Ask yourself now, how many times have I given up just short of victory? How often have I let discouragement steal from me the rewards that were already on their way? Make a new decision today that you will not yield, that you will not accept temporary defeat as permanent failure, that you will not let the inevitable hardships of the journey deter you from reaching your destiny. Remember, nothing worth having comes without persistence, and the greater the prize, the greater the perseverance required. But once you have decided to persist without exception, success is no longer a matter of if, it is only a matter of when. The world cannot resist the man who simply refuses to be defeated. Be that man, be that woman. Resolve that no matter what stands before you, you will find a way or you will make one. The greatest battle you will ever fight is the battle for control over your own mind. Until you have mastered your thoughts, you will always be a servant to circumstances, a victim of external forces, a prisoner to fear, doubt, and discouragement. But once you seize control over what you allow to occupy your mind, you take possession of the one and only thing you truly own in this life, the power to shape your own destiny. Every thought you permit to dwell in your mind plants a seed. It either plants a seed of greatness or a seed of weakness. It either fuels your dreams or feeds your doubts. You cannot plant seeds of fear and expect to harvest courage. You cannot plant seeds of failure and expect to reap success. Whatever dominates your thinking will sooner or later dominate your actions, and your actions will write the story of your life. Most people guard their money more carefully than they guard their thoughts, never realizing that their thoughts are the very cause of their financial, spiritual, and emotional condition. Your mind is a fertile field. It will grow whatever is planted within it, whether weeds or wheat, whether poison or nourishment. If you are careless with what you allow into your thinking, the negativity of others, the pessimism of the masses, the constant bombardment of fear-driven media, do not be surprised when your life reflects confusion, struggle, and defeat. Mental toughness demands that you become the master gatekeeper of your mind. You must choose your thoughts with the same precision and care that a master builder selects the finest materials to construct a tower that will stand for generations. You must feed your mind daily with belief, with possibility, with vision. You must deliberately and consistently saturate your thinking with faith, with determination, and with the relentless expectation of success. This is not about wishful thinking. It is about disciplined thinking. It is about choosing again and again to focus on what you can do, not on what you fear. It is about choosing to see opportunity in adversity, strength in struggle, growth in failure. It is about conditioning your mind to find solutions rather than excuses, to believe in victory rather than surrender to defeat. Understand that you will become the sum total of your dominant thoughts. What you think about consistently, you move toward with invisible, unstoppable force. If you hold the image of success in your mind with clarity and emotion, your subconscious mind will begin to drive your actions toward that success, often in ways you cannot yet predict. But if you allow images of failure, of fear, of limitation to dominate, they too will become your reality. Ask yourself, am I thinking thoughts that empower me or weaken me? Am I focusing on possibility or on limitation? Every day, every hour, you have a choice. You can program your mind for victory or for defeat. Train your thoughts the way a warrior trains his body, with discipline, with patience, and with ruthless commitment. Refuse to entertain the small, the petty, the negative. Cultivate only those thoughts that build, that uplift, that strengthen. And as you do, you will find that you are no longer at the mercy of circumstances. You will have become the architect of your fate, the captain of your soul. The mind is both your greatest enemy and your most powerful ally. Control it, and there is nothing you cannot accomplish. Nothing of lasting greatness has ever been achieved without first being ignited by a burning desire. Desire is the starting point of all achievement, the first cause behind every triumph, the invisible fuel that drives ordinary men and women to accomplish extraordinary feats. Without desire, no plans are made, no dreams are pursued, no battles are won. But when a desire burns hot enough within a human soul, it becomes a force that bends reality to its will. Weak desires produce weak results, just as a small flame gives off only a flicker of heat and light. If your desire is lukewarm, you will tolerate excuses. You will accept obstacles as final. You will surrender your dream at the first sign of difficulty. But when your desire becomes a white, hot obsession, when it occupies your thoughts day and night, when you feel it in the marrow of your bones, then no setback can defeat you, no hardship can break you, no failure can define you. A burning desire transforms wishes into reality. It does not depend on conditions being perfect. It does not wait for permission. It demands action. It insists on progress. It compels you to keep going when the odds seem impossible and the path seems endless. It is the inner fire that whispers to you in the darkness, "I will not quit. I will not settle. I will find a way, or I will make one." The world often tells you to be reasonable, to be realistic, to lower your expectations. But a burning desire laughs at such advice. It refuses to be caged by the timid dreams of the fearful. It demands everything from you: your time, your energy, your heart, but in return, it offers you greatness. Desire alone, however, is not enough. It must be married to belief and action. You must act as if your dream is inevitable, not optional. You must move forward with the confidence that somehow, someway, your persistent efforts will carve a path through whatever stands in your way. Every obstacle is fuel for the fire. Every delay is a test of how deeply you truly want it. Ask yourself, what do I desire so intensely that I would gladly endure discomfort, sacrifice, and endless effort to achieve it? What vision am I willing to chase with relentless energy, even when the world tells me it is impossible? Your answer to that question will determine the course of your life. A burning desire is not something you find by accident. It is something you choose, something you fan into flame with intention. It is born from daring to want more, daring to dream bigger, daring to believe that your life can be something magnificent. It is fed by daily affirmation, by clear vision, and by an unwillingness to settle for anything less than your highest potential. Remember this: the fire within must be greater than the fire without. If your inner flame burns brightly enough, no external storm can ever extinguish it. Nurture your desire, protect it, feed it every day with vision, with emotion, with faith. Make it so strong that it becomes a living part of you, a force that carries you through every trial and propels you toward every victory. The power of a burning desire is the power to transform dreams into destiny. Light your fire and never let it go out. Ladies and gentlemen, mental toughness is not reserved for the extraordinary. It creates the extraordinary. When you have a definite purpose, when you master fear, when you persist without exception, when you control your thoughts, and when you are driven by a burning desire, there is no force on earth that can stop you. Remember the immortal words of Napoleon Hill: "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Conceive it, believe it, achieve it, and become unstoppable." Thank you.